Hello and welcome to the channel. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC is literally still putting out fires caused by the upcoming 2023 elections. This isn't a figure of speech, by the way. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. The fire this time. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC is required by law to register eligible voters, register political parties, oversee political parties, conduct voter education, promote knowledge of sound democratic processes, and conduct elections. To effectively carry out these lofty but challenging activities, INEC requires offices in all 774 local government areas and 8,809 registration area centers across the country, the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT, zonal stores, the Electoral Institute, and headquarters for its command, control, and coordination. These offices enable INEC to access its legion of stakeholders, train its personnel, both permanent and ad hoc, and monitor political parties. These offices also serve as logistic hubs and reservoirs of sensitive and non-sensitive materials which are deployed to polling units on election day and are then retrieved in the aftermath of the election, or what is called in INEC speak or lingo as reverse logistics. These offices give INEC a huge presence across the country. They also make the Commission ubiquitous, whereas INEC's ubiquity helps it to carry out its duties almost seamlessly. It also has its drawback. Its presence makes its offices soft targets for criminals, aggrieved Nigerians, and non-state actors who have access to grind with the state or system who profess one cause or another. In the past 4 years alone, not less than 40 state and local government area offices of INEC have been razed by criminals and non-state actors. In the lead-up to the off-season Anambra State governorship election of November 6, 2021, non-state actors went on a razing binge of INEC's offices in the South-South and Southeast. These razings and other acts of mayhem resulted in loss of lives, loss of not less than 8 Toyota Hilux vehicles, hundreds of generating sets, properties, and sensitive and non-sensitive election materials. These razings were only halted when the President Muhammadu Buhari ordered security agencies to respond to the perpetrators in the language they would understand. Though INEC enjoyed a reprieve in the aftermath of the presidential directive, we are witnessing a resurgence of the willful burning of its offices. In the small house of Thursday, November 10, 2022, INEC's offices in Abeokuta South in Ogun State and Ede South in Osun State were attacked by arsonists. While in the case of Abeokuta South, the office was completely destroyed and nothing could be salvaged, the Ede South office was saved by the prompt and valiant intervention of the fire service. It is heartwarming that the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, quickly convened a meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security (ICCES) in the aftermath of these attacks. It is also apt that Professor Yakubu used the meeting, which was held the next day, to demand that ICCES should move swiftly to apprehend perpetrators, prosecute them as required by law, and reinforce security around election officials and electoral infrastructure around the country. If the unvarnished truth is to be told, the impunity with which these dastardly acts are being carried out has a nexus or correlation with the fact that since they began, no one has been apprehended, paraded in the glare of the media, prosecuted and punished to the full extent of the law. This explains why aggrieved persons take advantage of INEC's vulnerability to vent their pent-up and misplaced anger and frustrations. Once an example is made of these perpetrators, it will serve as a deterrence and send a strong signal to other would-be perpetrators. For us to appreciate the import of these bombings, we need to look at what transpired at the Abeokuta South office. In that attack alone, the prototype office was completely destroyed. In addition, other sensitive and non-sensitive materials were destroyed. They include 904 ballot boxes, 29 voting cubicles, 8 electric power generators, 57 election bags, 30 megaphones, 65,699 uncollected permanent voter cards, PVCs, and other assorted items such as stamps and stamp pads, furniture, etc. In this one attack, INEC can easily replace these materials without doing violence to its budget. In fact, it immediately relocated to its old office at Oke Elewo, but the issue is that even this old office cannot be as expansive as the prototype office that was razed. Given the building and the quantum of equipment destroyed, we must be talking about hundreds of millions of naira lost in one fell swoop. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Assuming such wantonness were to continue and to be extended to other offices, where will INEC get the money to promptly replace them at a time when revenue accruing to government is dwindling, and it is finding recourse in precious foreign reserves to shore up a tottering naira? And since these offices serve as crucial hubs for logistics, training, and stores for the conduct of elections, the implication is that if such attacks continue unabated, they will undermine the Commission's capacity to conduct elections. The larger implication arising from the aforementioned, therefore, is that these attacks are a threat to the conduct of the 2023 general elections. And a threat to the elections must be construed as a threat to the democracy project itself. This position is reinforced by what happened during the conduct of the Anambra half-cycle governorship election. The incessant attacks by non-state actors which preceded it frightened many of the ad hoc staff from performing their electoral duties. Many abandoned their duties at the 11th hour. This should not be allowed to repeat itself, given its adverse consequences of the process. One is relieved that ICCES, immediately after its meeting, deployed joint security and safety teams to all INEC offices across the country. It is also savory and encouraging that the president, who is keen on leaving a legacy of credible elections, views these attacks in the light of the existential threats that they constitute. That's the news, guys. Bye.